Let me share with you this award-winning mongrel incident. Our subjects, Julia and her partner Chris, are visiting Sydney from out of state. Julia has multiple sclerosis and needs a walking frame to get around. On New Year's Day 2012, Julia is visiting Warringah Council's Coleroy Beach. At about 2 o'clock, Chris accompanies Julia to the alleged disabled toilet. Now here is where the fun begins. The Warringah Council has secretly locked the disabled toilet door, removed all the signage, removed the privacy latch, and intends to deny Julia access. But Julia does not know this yet. The ambush is set. Stand by for mongrel genius. Julia is confronted by a locked, unsigned blue door. It looks like a disabled toilet door, but is locked, not identified. It has no privacy latch. Now, this is where the time pressure begins. What do you do next? You must find access to a toilet very soon. No access to a toilet means imminent toileting accident. Most people with disabilities get the message and piss off urgently and never return. However, Julia's partner finds a lifeguard with a key. The head lifeguard admits he has a key to open the disabled toilet, but he refuses to do so because it is not convenient. That's right, the basic needs of people with disabilities are deemed an inconvenience by the Warringah Council as a matter of policy. Pure mongrel policy. The lifeguard then stated all the disabled toilets at the beaches are locked because of the threat of vandalism. The council later admitted the threat of vandalism was a lie, a mongrel lie. The lifeguard refused to lend or hire or sell a key. The lifeguard advised that the only way Julia could access the disabled toilet was to make an application on a website. He could not identify which website. The Warringah Council made it impossible for Julia and other tourists with disabilities to access the disabled toilets as needed. Mongrel mission accomplished. Let us reflect on what has unfolded. The council disguised the disabled toilet so it could not be identified. It locked... After mongrel mission accomplished. Let us reflect on what has unfolded. The council disguised the disabled toilet so it could not be identified. It locked it without explanation. It removed privacy latches. It instructed the head lifeguard to refuse access to people with disabilities. It failed to provide an alternative means of access. It set impossible conditions to gain access, and it lied about the reasons the door was locked. Further, it was revealed later that the disabled toilet in question is actually used as a storeroom. Clearly, the council does not want disabled people at their beaches. Clearly, locked toilet doors are a good way to humiliate and degrade disabled visitors so sufficiently that they will not return. As the Warringah Council knows, you don't win awards for being a mongrel by being a timid mongrel. As you can see, the mongrel behaviour did not just happen. It took planning, meetings, policy formation, mission statements, budgets, reports, legal opinion, and finally, executive decisiveness and action. It took an unwavering commitment to behave like an absolute mongrel bastard. In New South Wales, if you made a dog sit in its own waste, you could be prosecuted for cruelty to animals. You would risk up to 2 years jail. In New South Wales, if you force a person with disabilities to sit in their own waste, you get away with it. The Warringah Council treats people with disabilities worse than dogs because, as you will see, they can and do get away with it. In New South Wales, dogs have more rights and more legal protection than people with disabilities. On the following day, Julia and Chris go to Circular Quay, the international tourist precinct in Sydney. Guess what? The disabled toilets are locked there as well. In other words, toilet accidents are guaranteed at Sydney's premier international tourist precinct. In fact, all across Sydney, toilets... Okay, after tourist precinct, take two. In fact, all across Sydney, tourists with disabilities are denied access to disabled toilets. People with disabilities are not welcome in Sydney. It's mongrel rules in New South Wales.